we are talking about our trip to Iceland. So Iceland was probably a top, uh, two trip for you that you ever wanted to take?
It's been it's
Maybe number one.
yeah, I think it's been
Yeah.
my favorite trip.
Yeah. And so with that said, today we do have a more in-depth video, I guess, about Iceland.
Hmm.
Today we kind of want to hit the main thing that everyone's always curious about, which is, was the Blue Lagoon worth it? Maybe what was our favorite trip? Or I should say trip, our favorite tour. And I guess just to start off, every trip or every tour that we did, it was allowed for kids as young as 6 years old.
Yeah.
And so that is just a big thing, is that with it being for kids six and up, there were a couple things we wanted to do,
Hmm.
and we straight up couldn't do it.
Or it was you need to have an adult with a child,
Yep.
and obviously we're outnumbered. So the kids we could have done other things, but we only had two adults and four kids. So
Exactly.
yeah.
And actually, a good example was that snowmobile one we wanted
Yep.
to do. We
Yeah.
wanted to do something snowmobiles, and I think you had to be 14. It was like the
To by
youngest
yourself.
to go by yourself.
Yeah.
Our oldest is obviously almost 12, and there's only two of us, four of
Yeah.
them. We just couldn't do it, right?
Yeah.
So, but to Blue Lagoon, was it worth it? I would say it kind of was, and I'd say it's for me. My wife obviously has a different viewpoint on this. The first thing I want to say is that I have heard people like Sky Lagoon a bit more than Blue Lagoon.
Hmm.
Whether it's true or not, I don't know. Just kind of what we heard on top of the Facebook groups from people we met there.
Yeah.
With that said, Sky Lagoon, if I'm not mistaken, is only for adults, right? Is that correct?
I don't know
Or
if
like
it's
the
for
kids
adults,
have to
but
be a
it's-
certain age.
Yeah, might have been 14 again or
Yeah.
12. I'm not sure,
We
but it's
we
yeah.
couldn't take the kids there, so obviously we weren't just gonna leave them at the Airbnb
Yeah.
or anything. So we did Blue Lagoon. I also want to say that we did not just do Blue Lagoon. We did a full blown 12-hour day tour.
Like a golden circle.
Yeah.
Golden circle
The
package.
Golden Circle plus Blue Lagoon.
Hmm.
And the tough part was that probably 2 days earlier was probably our favorite tour of the entire
Yeah.
thing, and we started our very first day with it,
Yeah.
which was tough. Two, and I'm not trying to put down anyone from Iceland. I think anyone from Iceland, if you guys watch this, they'll understand what I'm saying. Being from Hawaii with an active volcano, the Golden Circle plus the Blue Lagoon just kind of looked a lot like my island on the Big Island. You had the black lava rocks. You had the roads going through like miles upon miles. You couldn't even see as far as like there was just lava rock.
Hmm.
To me, like to Aubrey and the kids, they loved it. To me, I was just like, that's kind of like driving like 40 minutes from my
Yeah.
house in Hawaii. With the lava erupting, how some people actually have been having their Blue Lagoon canceled
Yeah.
because the lava actually came over the road and
I
everything,
think it just canceled.
like a week ago.
I think it just erupted though just recently,
Again.
so everyone's trips got canceled for the Blue Lagoon.
Yeah, and so just to like kind of make it clear, just like Iceland has had towns wiped out, so is Hawaii by lava. So like,
Yeah.
it's not that I am putting down anything like that Iceland's going through or any of the lava or anything like that. If there's just like one demographic of people who wouldn't find it that impressive, it would be people from the Big Island. Even people from Oahu probably would, because they don't have active volcanoes there or anything like that. So I just want to say I thought the Blue Lagoon still was pretty cool. We have geothermal things in Hawaii again, so it's a little tough. It's just, I'm going to let Aubrey kind of talk about the different packages. Because we did our tour, we were only able to get one or two packages.
Yeah.
We got the basic package because we had four kids. Like, what did they need? There was a
Yeah.
premium package where you got a couple extra masks and like a robe and stuff. But there's even more packages. So
Yeah.
I'll kind of let Aubrey touch on that from here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, me and the kids loved it. We were in awe driving there, and we lived in Hawaii for some time. So I guess me being from Ohio, we don't see anything like that.
Sure.
So I thought it was amazing. The kids loved it. But when we got to the actual like entrance and everything,
Yep.
you know, you could. We didn't get even the premium package with the robes. A lot of other people did. I didn't even know that was an option in our
tour.
tour.
Yeah.
But some of our tour people did. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it was an option like with kids versus without, because we
Maybe.
already selected children.
That's a fair point.
Because in
Yeah.
some of the tours that we selected on like this Viator app, Once you select you have kids, you lose the premium experience.
That's fair.
So I don't.
Same thing happened at the lava show.
Yeah, so I don't actually know where we missed the mark on that one.
Yep.
But honestly, we did the basic package,
Yep.
and we loved it. Like they separate boys and girls. You go into your locker room, you shower, put your bathing suit on, and then you make your way into the lagoon, which was really cool. Then you went up to a like a face mask station. So
like
all
a
of us.
kiosk, like
Yeah,
built in, like almost like a water bar, like at all the all inclusives. Yeah, like where you get drinks and stuff from. Yeah.
But it was cool. You got to choose between I think 3 different masks. I think we choose the.
We got the most basic mask.
Yeah, it was just like the white one. You could choose like clay.
We have some pictures. We'll put some pictures
minerals.
up.
Yeah. So we did that, and yeah, honestly, it was awesome.
We got free drinks. The kids,
you got free drinks.
The kids love the slushies. Actually, the slushies
They're
aren't half bad.
Good.
I gotta admit that.
We don't get many slushies in Spain, so I think having a slushie, like a sugary slushie, was amazing.
Yeah.
But we also didn't have that much time, so because we booked with the trip, what do we have? An hour and 40 minutes.
2 hours max.
Was it 2 hours? So it really wasn't that much time. But I don't think we personally needed more than that because of what we had. But I just read. Like last week, I was kind of jealous about it, and I kind of wish I did it separately.
You probably would have done it by yourself. Yeah.
There was this kind of like 8 steps. Like spa
premium, like not even premium, like above premium.
Yeah, I don't even know what it was, but you basically have your own separate like little baby lagoon, like almost like a hot tub, really. Yeah. In your own room, you have like your towels, everything, and you get a water massage. So apparently you're just floating on the water, and there's someone massaging you, and I'm like, wow, that sounds amazing. Yeah. I just saw a picture. I can't find it and pull it up for you guys.
They also got like 4 masks compared to 1, like we got. So they got like different facial treatments.
Yeah, there's a whole
bunch
bunch
of stuff. They got the water massage. They got their own private section.
I think it's called an 8-step spa package.
Probably give them alcohol.
So, if you guys are on like the Facebook groups, if you type in Blue Lagoon, like 8-step package, you can probably find it. I tried for like 30 minutes and I couldn't because I wanted to give you the exact details, but it'll be on there. But I would recommend joining some of the Facebook groups for Iceland.
Yep.
That was very helpful, and they actually helped me narrow down just by all of the comments. I didn't even post anything, but they helped me figure out the certain excursions and stuff that we wanted to take with our children. So I think that's very helpful.
Yeah, so I mean, just to add on that, one last thing about the Blue Lagoon before we do move into our favorite tour. One last thing everyone always asks is, what did the Blue Lagoon do to your hair? Like our kids' hair, our hair. As you can see, Aubrey obviously has, dyed blonde hair. 2 of our kids have blonde hair. 2 have brown hair. Mine probably brown at this point.
3 have blonde hair.
Nah, one doesn't count. It's like a dirty blonde. Yeah. And so, so with that, we dunked all the way in. So we did read a couple of tips.
But I did not.
Yeah, Aubrey didn't.
No.
But we read a couple tips. What we did beforehand is we obviously have to shower before we get in. Mm-hmm. What we were told was actually to like soak our hair with conditioner.
Yeah, just leave in conditioner.
And so just like from the conditioner right there that you get for free, we just poured it all over our head.
Yeah.
And then we did dunk in for like, it probably sat for like 10 minutes before we actually like dunked in.
Yeah.
Me and the 2 boys, and I will say that my hair's a little shorter right now. The boys' hair, like our hair was fairly long for boys. We had 0 problems. Yeah. It was clunky for like a day, and then it was done. The girls,
it felt very
gritty, maybe?
And almost like it felt like clay. So I had to wash their hair multiple times.
It took 3 days probably?
3 days. But I will have to tell you guys, because I didn't know this either, you do not need to bring towels. They have towels there. You don't need to bring slippers, because we brought that because it took up so much space in our luggage. And they also have shampoo and conditioner inside the locker rooms. Yep. We brought all of that, and then for us,
because someone had told us to, like in the Facebook groups. That's actually a great point.
Is available there, and there's also like a really cool spa. So like they have a store. So if you are wanting anything, they have stuff there as well. So just for you guys to know that that was something we overpacked on.
100%. So all I could say is, me and the boys' hair was fine within a day. Mm-hmm. Probably 2 washes. Yeah. I'm talking about like the wash right after, and then like the wash that night or the next day, and ours was back to normal. The girls probably took 3 days. Yeah. At least 48 hours, and it was at least 4 washes, maybe 5. Yeah. Because Aubrey was probably washing twice a day, weren't you?
I was, yeah. Just like, yeah.
So there is like certain like shampoos that like protein free or something that could like make it faster.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to tell you is we didn't use anything fancy. We didn't use any special shampoos. We didn't do anything.
But it really did dry out the girls' hair. And my hair is already dry in general. Like, I have very dry, brittle hair. And there was no way I was chancing getting my hair wet. Because I feel like it would just, like break right off.
So that's just kind of what I wanted to touch on real quick. It's always a top question, so I hope we could answer it for you. Honestly, 3 days, it was kind of back to normal. If you have very, very sensitive hair, you may just want to keep it up like Aubrey did. But to our main and favorite tour, would you like to cover that?
Yes. So,
what was it called?
It's called...
This is a hard Icelandic word.
Snæfellsnes?
Snaefellsnes.
Yeah, so we did that word, small group tour with a homemade meal from Reykjavik.
Yep.
This actually, when I scheduled this, it did not have this many reviews. Right now, it actually has almost 520 reviews.
Yeah.
When I scheduled it, I think it only had like 100, maybe 100 reviews on it. Honestly, it was fantastic. I kind of wish we didn't do it first because it just blew us away.
It was tough.
So then we did like another tour a couple days later, and we were kind of underwhelmed because we were so blown away. Every single place we went and saw, it was just
so
like
we got to drive around the coast. I got to see stuff. So what's really cool about Iceland is
South Peninsula.
No, I think we went like northwest. So what's really cool is that different parts of Iceland look completely different. So like the Golden Circle looked a lot like my island on the Big Island. But like this northwest kind of section we went to had these beautiful fjords.
Oh, so cool.
It looked nothing nothing like Hawaii.
Everywhere.
Waterfalls. We got to stop and see seals.
Yeah. We even went underground.
Yeah.
Like under the ocean.
Under the lake, I guess, whatever they call it. Like the fjord. Yeah, you're right. I guess.
Under the ocean to get to the other side. So that was a little like trippy, I guess, for our family.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
You can see the mountains with the snow in the background.
Yeah.
I mean, everything about it. The biggest thing I have to touch on, because I know this is mainly Aubrey's, but I really want to touch on this.
Yeah.
The homemade meal. My God. And the thing is, like, if you actually look at the reviews, everyone mentions the homemade meal.
Please don't miss this. Like, this was amazing. I'm trying to see if I can even like throw up a picture of
the homemade meal
house.
In particular. So they made this minced lamb meat wrapped in bacon with freaking cheese down the center of it. Maybe a top 3 lamb dish I've had in my entire life.
It was incredible.
The potatoes, like...
Is this the home?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if my camera's going to pick it up. You could try to show it real quick.
So let's try to show you this real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah. And don't worry, we're going to put up some pictures of like the...
That's the actual place that we went to.
That you eat at.
It was a horse farm.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Horse farm right underneath the mountains.
So cool.
The Icelandic horse. I'll let Aubrey go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of took this. I got to say about the food.
Excited.
I'm sorry, the food was so good.
Yeah, the food was incredible, but we went and it was basically just like this horse farm. The whole way there, I mean, there's horses everywhere. I think they said like anywhere
100,000.
About 100,000. They say like 80,000 are registered, and then there's like they think it's
Some
about
other
100,000 horses, Icelandic horses. No other horse can be brought in Iceland, which was really cool. And I think the coolest thing about the horses is their temperament is so calm. You walk up, and they're also really short.
Yeah.
So you're like
stocky, thick.
So they're not very intimidating, especially for children. But if you walk right up to the fence, they're all coming at you. Yep. They're very friendly. The kids were feeding them.
We have some pictures we'll put up with the kids in the grass.
Yeah. So we ate at this horse farm, and obviously there were some dogs there and some cats. So the kids were going nuts. Our kids love farms, and we went in, we sat down. There was 2 different tour groups in this house, and just this lady and maybe two other people.
Maybe her kids.
Maybe her children. I'm not sure. But they go and make these food. They had a vegetarian dish. They had a vegan dish. Or was it just...
Well, let's be honest. The vegan dish was weak. They made it last minute because they didn't realize someone was vegan in the other group. Yeah. It was a pretty weak, like, chickpea curry.
But it was still, they had options. They did have an option. They had chicken. They had, like, just different
they had a pot roast with this gravy. Oh, my God.
So, honestly, the food was so good. Yeah. It was so, so good. Our kids loved it. I wish we could spend more time there, but if I could recommend any tour, hands down, this would be the tour that you should take, especially if you have kids, because you get to play with the horses. we were there for an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah.
So we had a good amount of time when you just could walk around the farm a little bit. It was amazing. Amazing.
Last thing, because this is getting to a much longer video than we thought.
Because we're excited.
On top of this tour, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, they do have a big Game of Thrones stop. I'm gonna put like a video right here, kind of like showing this and whatnot. I can't remember what season's from. I stopped watching after like season 5, to be completely honest with everyone. But it's a very big, popular stop. There's tons of people there, and you got to see like this really cool mountain and waterfall section there.
It's beautiful.
So we need to wrap this up because this is getting really long. If you guys want even more details about Iceland, we do have 2 other videos about it still. But we just wanted to touch on the Blue Lagoon real quick. Our favorite tour. And then just some tips and tricks for the Blue Lagoon, like don't bring the slippers, don't bring the freaking towels, they give it to you, don't bring your shampoo. It costed almost a whole carry-on worth of crap, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, so I think that's it. I think you guys are gonna love the Blue Lagoon.
That was amazing.
We loved our trip to Iceland. If you guys can't tell, we're still. I mean, this is a month ago almost, so we're still freaking glowing about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing trip. And I guess any last minute things. I think that's it.
No, I just wanted to. I couldn't remember the group that was that took us on the tour. I just wanted to say that we had our guy's name was Simon. He was incredible. I just want to give him a shout out.
We should.
But I can't remember the company that we went with.
If we figure it out, we'll pop it in this
video. But his name was Simon. Mm-hmm. He was so knowledgeable. He's from there, and he just made it an overall wonderful experience for us and our children, for sure.
Yep. So guys, again, I know we rambled a bit. If you guys can't tell, we loved our trip to Iceland. If you guys want to know more, we do have other videos on Iceland. We're actually, if you can see behind us, we're in Austria right now. So we will be shooting a couple videos here as well. But other than that, thanks for, I guess, kind of tuning into this one. And we look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Adios.
Adios.